Alright guys, so let's take a look at a data log of what actually happens whenever you've got some mechanical issues, and we're going to look at what the wideband versus the narrowband data actually shows you. Now, a lot of guys that get into tuning read a lot of YouTube, or read a lot of forum posts, watch a lot of YouTube videos, go through a lot of these technical videos, articles, whatever, that says you should just totally disregard your narrowband information because your wideband data will really tell you what's going on. Now, this particular vehicle was experiencing some misfires on bank 1, which was the same bank that the wideband was in. So I'm going to show you what the wideband was actually reading versus what the narrowband was actually reading, and how I came to the conclusion that this guy actually had some electrical issues or ignition system issues and not actually tuning issues. Alright, so let's take a look at this. We can see this light blue line here. We can see the light blue line pulls pretty smooth and clean across. Now we see the dark blue line. We've got some very apparent dips here. What these dips are going to be misfires that the narrowband is seeing as we go through the RPM range. Now, the wideband, as we can see up here, our EQ error, which is going to be our fueling, is showing that we are very lean. What's actually going on is that the wideband is in bank 1, which is represented by the dark blue line with our narrowband. And so what's really going on is that we've got small misfires going on through the entire rev range. So you can see that in these apparent dips that we've got. Now, this red jagged line is picking up knock retard KR. You can see, we're at low 20s. The knock retard timing pull was actually pretty aggressive. Now, our EQ error, which is our fueling error, was showing that it was quite lean. Actually, what happened once we got all of this stuff fixed, our EQ error went down to be within 1%. So, you can see in this dark blue line that we are showing blatant misfires in our narrowband data, while our wideband data is just showing that we're lean. Now, I don't expect everybody that's looking at that to really understand the raw data of what's going on. Basically, I said all of that and showed all of that to say that a lot of YouTube and forum posts and various things that you're going to look at whenever you're trying to tune your vehicle is going to show you or tell you that you can't trust the narrowbands, and that you should just basically look at the wideband data and just go off of that. Now, if we did that, we're going to end up fouling all kinds of plugs, just running this thing super fat, because once we actually got the ignition issues worked out and fixed our misfires, our fueling on the exact same tune-up was within 1%. So, I say all of that to basically say that don't totally disregard your narrowband sensors. They actually can provide you some pretty good data if you actually know what you're looking for. And if you are using a cheap junk wideband, even if you're using a good wideband in a exhaust system that is full of leaks, or you've got your wideband on the bank that has a bunch of misfires, you're going to get totally irrelevant data that are not going to lead you in the right direction, and it's going to just end up with you chasing your tail.